last splendidly. 33-29, Tigers up by 4. As for the Red Devils, they've got a new player in there, Aaron McGee. As he puts the shot up no good, we got a whistle and a foul on Miller. As Miller just ripped that ball away from Jasper. And Jasper went to the floor, and they call the foul. That's number 2 on Jim. Team foul number 3 on the Tigers, so it'll be out of bounds for the Red Devils.
That looked to me like a clean rebound. I didn't see a foul on that.
And so now the
Did you
Tigers.
see a foul on that, Glenn May?
No, I thought that Jasper, if anything, fell back into Jim. But anyway, Jasper will inbound it now. Jasper holds her up. He gets it into Peterson. And it's taken away with St. Clair. Jeff into the front court with it. Drives, lays it up off the iron. No good. Rebound. Pulled down by Rose. Kicked out of bounds by Rose or McGee. Somebody kicked it over there. Brent kickball. It'll be Tiger ball. And DeWitt will inbound. The Tigers with DeWitt, St. Clair, Eads, Miller, and Phillips. As St. Clair into the front court with it. Top of the key to the right side to DeWitt. DeWitt to St. Clair, to Phillips. Phillips goes toward the check at Eads, goes to the baseline, gives it back outside to St. Clair to DeWitt. DeWitt trying to get it to Miller, has it knocked loose, stolen by Rose. As Rose into the front court with it. On a pass that doesn't rise. And now Rose goes it out of bounds. Trying to get it to McGee. And so Oak Hill getting some reinforcements in. They're going to get Joe Selesky into the ball game. And Mike Wright. And the Red Devils, are they going to call timeout?
Well, the Red Devils are huddling like it is a timeout. And now,
so now they're going to call timeout. That's the way huddle for 10 minutes.
Mike Selesky calls timeout.
So with 2:49 left to play in the third quarter. Princeton 33, Oak Hill 29. We'll be back right after this. As the ball game progressing here, 2:49 left to play in the third quarter. That's one of the topics we're going to discuss on the way back. Did you hear me, Charlie? Okay. As the Tigers enjoying a 33-29 lead right now over the Red Devils. Happy birthday, Craig.
Happy birthday, Craig.
Bob's going to sing happy birthday to him. Craig broke me this morning on that birthday. He said, man, we went out to the mall, and you should have seen what he come home with. He brought the mall with him, didn't he? Most of it. And it wasn't what he did was going on the credit card anyway, I believe.
Now, of course, Margaret stayed home tonight to listen to the ball game, and let me ask her right now to not be too critical of us tonight, to let us have a little slack, because she's sitting in the comfort of her living room listening to this ball game.
DeWitt with the ball for the Tigers in the corner. They go to Miller, low post, puts it up and in as Miller on the baseline. Gets the Tigers out 35-29. As Joe Selesky with the ball for the Red Devils, gets it in the front court to Peterson. Peterson to Jasper, gives it back to Wright. As Mike Wright at the corner court. He gets it out front to Mike Selesky. Back to Wright, fakes the shot. They go underneath to Jasper, firing off the iron. No good ball, slipped around, and Phillips controls for the Tigers. Out to St. Clair. Jeff into the front court with it. As they double team him out there, gives it over to Eads. Eads starts it down the left side, gets the pick, goes to the baseline, fires, good. As Miller set the pick for him, and he went around and got the bucket, 37-29. As the Red Devils trying to make something happen now, as Joe Selesky with the ball on the far side, looking underneath with it, gets it to Mike Selesky. They come to Mike Wright on the near side, goes to the baseline, goes under, lays it up, it's good. As Mike Wright gets the Red Devils to 31 points. The Tigers with 37. We got a minute 46 to play in the third quarter. He's with the ball in the front court for the Tigers. Gives it outside to St. Clair, top of the key. To DeWitt in the corner right side. To Miller, turn around. Off the iron, no good. Rebound Eads. We got a whistle and a foul on the far side.
Jeremiah Jasper. It is on Jasper. It's his third foul. Team foul number 3 on the Red Devils in the second half.
That put Miller on the free throw line. He'll shoot 2. We got a minute 35 left to play in the third quarter. And it is Princeton 37, Oak Hill 31. That's Miller on the line now to shoot 2 shots. He's ready. He fires. It's good. He'll get a second one. As Miller ready to go again. It's good. 38-31, 39-31, Tigers up by 8.
Gives Jimmy 21 points on the night.
As Peterson the ball with the ball for Oak Hill. Gives it to Wright. Goes to the baseline. He'll fire from the baseline. It's on the iron and no good. Rebound comes off. We got a whistle and a foul underneath. It's on Oak Hill. I believe it's on Jasper.
It's on Jasper. It's his fourth foul.
It's on Jasper. That's his fourth.
Team foul number 4.
Team foul number 4 on the Red Devils, so it'll be Princeton ball. 1:26 left to play in the third quarter now. Jeff St. Clair with the ball on the far side for the Tigers. As the Red Devils with a half-court press, he's with the ball in the back court, gets it back to St. Clair. And now we got a 10-second count. That's right, there's a minute 26 and they started. Minute 15 now. And it'll be out of bounds to the Red Devils. And coming into the ball game for Oak Hill is David Logan. And Jasper going to get a rest with those 4 fouls. As Selesky inbounds it to Wright. Right back to Selesky, and they go to Selesky on the far side. As Joe Selesky gives it to Mike Wright, and they come to Mike Selesky on the near side. Mike goes toward the key. Gives it back on the far side to Joe Selesky. And he gives it to Mike Selesky at top of the key firing. He is fouled, and the bucket doesn't go. He was fouled. Was it on Phillips? I believe it was. On Phillips. And on Mike, that is foul number 2. Team foul number 3 on the Tigers. Foul number 3 on Phillips. Okay. And team foul number 4 on the Tigers, and that'll put Mike Selesky on the free throw line for the Red Devils. He'll have 2 shots. He fires the first one, that's good. He'll have a second one. We got 1 minute even to play in the third quarter. And it is Princeton 39, Oak Hill 32. Poor Shirley buying dinner tonight.
I understood he's buying us a steak.
As Selesky fires again, it's good. 39-33 with a minute to play, and St. Clair with the ball, gets it to the front court to Miller. As Jim, triple team, gives it over to Eads. He gets it to St. Clair, and they go to DeWitt in the corner. He'll fire from 18 feet. It's good. 41-33 with 46 seconds to play in the third quarter. As Peterson with the ball for the Red Devils. Gets it to Mike Selesky, and Miller takes it away, wins the full race court. As Miller picks it up in the front court. Now he drives. Goes under, lays it up and in. Good. As Miller driving with it. 43-33. The Tigers out by 10 now. And Peterson with the ball. Gives it to Mike Selesky in the front court for the Red Devils. They go to right on the far side as Mike holds it overhead, looks outside, and brings it to Mike Selesky on the near side. Phillips cuts him off. They go to Joe Selesky. And the pass deflected by DeWitt. DeWitt drives up, lays it up, and no good. He is fouled by Joe Selesky.
Another one of those fouls where the man who was shooting definitely was not going to get a chance to make the basket. You call it a poleaxe? Is that what you called it before?
Hey, poleaxe him. You know what a poleaxe is?
I think he poleaxed him and threw the ball at him.
Hit him with the poleaxe, huh? As DeWitt fires the free throw, it's good. He'll get another one. 44-33. Tigers up now. We've got 11 seconds to play in the third quarter. As James DeWitt on the line, he'll fire one more, and it is good. 45-33, a 12-point advantage for the Tigers now. As the Tigers will press, as Mike Selesky has the ball in the back court. Gets it in to David Logan. It's taken away by DeWitt. Gets underneath to Eads, puts it up left hand, good. And Mike Eads hooks it up and in with the left hand. And that's the buzzer towards the end of the 3 quarters of play. It is the Princeton Tigers 47. And the Oak Hill Red Devils 33, and we'll be back right after this.
Oak Hill, the Red Devils Jim with the score at the end of the third quarter, Princeton 47, Oak Hill 33. Individual, Jimmy Miller has 23 points. James DeWitt has 11 points on the night, 12 points on the night. Mike Eads has 6 points all of it coming in the third quarter. And Stephon Strange still shows 2.
What's the team stats look like, Charlie?
Okay, in that quarter, Princeton was 8 from 12 from the field for 66%. Fine shooting. Oak Hill has made 5 out of 9 for 55%. In that quarter, Princeton pulled down 4 rebounds compared to Oak Hill 6. And Oak Hill committed 9 turnovers in that quarter compared to Princeton 6. 9 turnovers.
That's where to go. We're ready for the fourth quarter. 47-33. Tigers on top of the way. Peterson to jump against Miller. The Tigers coming out with Jim Miller, Earl Eads, David Phillips, Jeff St. Clair, and James DeWitt. As Sparky Adams, the official, lining them up on the circle out there. With Sparky and the official's job tonight is Bob Dowdy, both out of the Canoa Valley. As The tip controlled by the Tigers as Miller tips it to Eade, and they double team Eads in the backcourt, and he puts it on the floor, gets it out of trouble, leaves it for St. Clair and Jeff. We'll move it to the front court, and the Tigers will start the offense. As St. Clair to the left side to Eads, starts it toward the baseline with a left-hand dribble. Holds it up, gives it back outside. As St. Clair moves it to the right side, to the Witt on the wing. Back to St. Clair, they come to Eads on the wing, left side, firing, good. Mike Eads cuts it in from 21 feet, and it was a soft shot. It just tickled the twine. You like that one?
I like it. Tickled the twine.
7:36 to play in the ball game. The Tigers up 49-33. As Mike Selesky, the ball gives it to Mike Wright, and Wright gives it to Joe Selesky. Joe on the point position right now, and they go back to the far side to Mike Wright. Now Mike Selesky comes to the high point, to the point position, holds the ball up, looking underneath, gets it to Mike Wright on the wing right side. Now they go to Mike Selesky on the point. They go underneath to Peterson. Down the baseline. Puts the shot. Should have traveling call. Yeah, we got it. A little late on the whistle, but we got it. He actually took a hike. He needed a picnic lunch. And I thought for a minute we weren't going to get a call on it. 49-33. Tigers up. 7-11 to play in the ball game. With St. Clair into the front court with it to the Witt. On the wing. Right side. Back outside to St. Clair. Jeff. Looking underneath. Now gives it back to the Witt. The Witt looks underneath. Gives it back to St. Clair. Looks at the bucket. Puts it on the floor. And we got a traveling call on the Tigers. I thought he dribbled the ball. Well, okay. 6:59 to play in the ball game. 49-33. Tigers enjoying a 16-point advantage over the Red Devils as Mike Selesky brings it to the front court for Oak Hill. To Joe Selesky on the wing, left side. Back out to Mike Thomas. Mike gives it back to Joe Selesky, and they go underneath with it to David Logan, and Logan gives it back outside to Selesky, drives, fires, no good, rebound, comes off the flange. We got a whistle and a foul, and call on Phillips of the Tigers, I believe. That's 4 on David, isn't it?
4 on David, team foul number 5.
Okay. As he and Peterson battling for the ball, and Peterson's a pretty good sized lad. About 6'6", 200-pounder. Ugly, though, isn't he? No, really, he's just a normal-looking fellow out there. Peterson fires the free throw, no good. Phillips takes the rebound. He is fouled from behind by Joe Selesky. Now, these officials are starting to nitpick. Is it getting too rough? Is that what they're doing? That's number 2 on Joe Selesky. Team foul number 5 on the Red Devils. And that'll put Phillips on the free throw line for the Tigers.
David's played a great deal for Princeton tonight, but this will be his first opportunity really to score in the ball game.
There's David Phillips on the line to shoot a 1-on-1 for the Tigers. 49-33, the Tigers on top. Phillips fires. It's off the iron, no good. Miller rebounds, fakes Peterson, loses it on the floor. Lays down for it, kicks it out of bounds. He's rolling around out there. He looks like Charlie Wright on a pivot move. 49-33 as the Red Devils come to the front court with it. Mike Selesky with the ball on the dribble. Top of the key. To the right side to right. They go to Logan on the high post. Logan in heavy traffic. He and Miller on the floor scrambling for the ball. They call a jump ball. It'll be Miller and David Logan to jump in the free throw circle. 6:28 to play in the ball game. The Tigers 49. The Red Devils 33. As Miller and Logan to jump, and we got the buzzer, and they're wanting to get Jasper back in, but Logan is jumping, and he's coming in for Logan. So Jasper said Jasper's got 4 fouls on him too. And also coming in will be Aaron McGee, I believe it is. As McGee comes in,
Jim Lilly at Oak Hill has been able to substitute fairly freely, what you say, in this ball game.
but he's got a very young ball club this year too.
Yes, he does. With Wright, the sophomore, and Peterson, the sophomore.
So the tip controlled by the Tigers as East takes it into the front court with it. Works the baseline. They double team him. He backs it out. Looking now for help. Looking outside. Still on the dribble with it. Gives it to St. Clair. As Jeff looking underneath, the Tigers start the offense. To DeWitt on the wing. Gives it back to St. Clair. To the left side to Eads. Eads will fire from 20 feet. It's good. As Mike Eads puts the Tigers up 51-33 by 18 big points, and the Red Devils want a timeout. So with 6:03 left to play in the ball game. Princeton 51, Oak Hill 33. We'll be back right after this.
I heard, Glenn, was that Dreamer takes him out and wins the ball games when they play.
You heard what? Now that went over the air. You know, we're talking about Charlie right now. Charlie's quite an athlete, but I understand that even if the good athlete he is, and when they play a horse, he comes in second in his family. Is that right?
That's right.
Third.
Yeah.
Who's Melissa?
Melissa's second.
Grandma Melissa.
The only reason he's third is they don't have a dog. No way, man.
6:03 to play in the ball game. The Tigers 51, the Red Devils 33. You know how it is, fellas. The winners don't laugh and tell jokes, the losers say deal. Right, last week over in Beckley, we said deal, and tonight we're down.
Sure, that's right. Glenn also had a prediction for the game. He'll right over here. He's famous for his predictions.
I haven't seen it.
He's right over here, and he said Princeton by 15 before the game, and he's right now, isn't he?
He's pretty close. As the Red Devils on the offense, right with the ball in the front court with it. Gets it outside to McGee. McGee to Jasper, firing up the high post, no good. Rebound fought for. Jasper trying to put it up. It's not good. Picked up by the Wet on the floor. Gets it over to St. Clair. Jeff will take it to the front court now. Jeff St. Clair. Right across the center circle to the right side with it to James DeWitt. DeWitt holds it high overhead, looking underneath. Gets Miller on the low post, and they double team it. He drives the baseline, goes on and puts it up and in. He muscled it in. And they almost put Pearson in the bucket. 53-33. Tigers up by 20 now with 5:24 to play. As Mike Zaleski with the ball into the front court. And we got a traveling call on McGee on the far side. He had the ball on top of his head while he was still moving. So the Tigers will have it out of bounds in the backcourt. As James DeWitt inbounds it to Jeff St. Clair. And Jeff will bring it to the front court. To Miller on the high post. Miller looking at Peterson. High ball. Gets a pick from East. Goes around him. The ball knocked loose and out of bounds by Mike Wright. It'll be out to the Tigers on the baseline. As DeWitt will inbound it, and they're going to go for play number 3. And that means they set him up on the lane on the left side, and they give it to Eves. Goes to the baseline. Goes under. Puts the shot up and in. Mike Eves with a 6-foot jump shot off the baseline. 55-33 as the Tigers blowing it loose here in the Red Devil gym. As Mike Zaleski in the front court with a throw kill to McGee. McGee on the wing left side. Back outside to right. Right to Zaleski. Firing from the side. No good. Rebound pulled down by Miller in traffic. Out to Jeff St. Clair on the break. St. Clair driving. Got it. St. Clair on the full head of steam. Puts it in the glass. Right in the bucket. As the Red Devils come back with a 57-33 score. Tigers up. As McGee with the ball. Works on DeWitt. Can't get anything open. Trying to get underneath to Peterson. As Miller pins him on the baseline. DeWitt deflects the ball out of his hand, and it's Tiger ball. As the Tigers really working on him now. Coming off the bench for the Tigers will be Scooter Will to get some playing time. And the Red Devils want a timeout. So with 4:27 left to play in the ball game. The Princeton Tigers 57, the Oak Hill Red Devils 33. We'll be back right after this. You got on the point total there real quick.
Jay Miller has 25 points. James DeWitt 12. Mike Eads 12. Mike Eads has 12 points, all coming in the second half of this ball game. Jeff St. Clair has 6 points to this point. And Stefan has 2 points. David Phillips did not score. He was 0 for 1 of his only attempts from the foul line.
Charlie, what you got on those team stats? Tigers looking pretty good right now.
Yes, sure are. They've made 5 out of 5 from the 5 straight out of for 100% there in the fourth quarter. And they've only committed 2 turnovers.
I don't know if that's a record. That's pretty good average.
Sure he is. 100% to start beat, isn't it?
Sure is. Scooter Will will bring it to the front court for the Tigers now. St. Clair gets a breather. As Will holds it up in the front court, gets it to Eads. Eads moves it toward the left side, looking underneath, looking for help now. Gets it from Phillips. Phillips on the baseline, drops it to Miller, low post. Miller goes around, puts it on the glass, got it. As Miller and triple team puts it on the glass and gets the bucket. 59-33. The Tigers up. As Mike Zaleski with the ball for the Red Devils into the front court with it. To the left side to McGee. McGee to right. On the right side as he goes into the lane. Decided he was going to shoot, but saw Miller and decided not to. And he dropped the ball down, and Peterson kicked it out of bounds. 59-33 with 3:54 to play in the ball game. As the Tigers come to the offense now. Scooter Guerrero with the ball into the front court with it. Holds it overhead to Earl. Leads on the left side. Earl goes across the top of the key. Starts it to the baseline on the far side. He'll fire from 18 feet. It's on the iron. Good. As Eads got the front iron and crawled it over and in. 61-33. As Peterson with the ball in the front court for the Red Devils. To right. To Jasper. Drives the baseline. Miller blocks the shot. And it's taken out of the air by DeWitt. As DeWitt dribbling with it in the back court. Starts it toward the front court. Leaves it for Will. As Will brings it to the point position. They come to Eads on the left side wing. Works on his man. Gets a pick. Drives. And the ball deflected. The shot blocked by Jasper. Taken out of the air by Peterson. Eads hits the deck. He's up now. As Oak Hill into the front court with it. Mike Zaleski to right. Right goes into the lane. Fakes the shot. Fires. We got a traveling call. Charlie Wright called that from up here. And Sparky can't see you, Charlie. So when you get your arm tangled in that mic cord, and we all go out of here.
He did travel, though, Glenn.
He put us airborne, wasn't he? Jerking his headset and we go with him. 61-33 is Will into the front court with it for the Tigers. Feeds on the wing, right side, directing traffic over right now is Mike. He gets Phillips on the high post. David goes to the baseline. We got a whistle and a travel as Phillips slips. And he's broken a shoelace or something. He's asking for somebody to come in to help him, or to take somebody out. Something happened on the shoe. As Phillips is still in there, we'll get Stefan in as soon as we can. As Selesky into the front court with it for O'Kill. He gets it to Joe Selesky, firing from 15 feet. No good. Rebound to Phillips. Leads it out to DeWitt. DeWitt into the front court with it on the right side. Firing from 20 feet, in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Jasper of O'Kill. Jasper gets it over to Mike Selesky, taken away by James DeWitt. Drives, throws it up, we got a whistle and a foul. Now that foul called on Selesky never touched him. But DeWitt got the ball hung on his hip, couldn't get it up to have official, but he was fouled. DeWitt had the ball hung down there and couldn't get it loose. And the official figured he had to be fouled. Selesky, you can see daylight through between them all the way. Sounds all right to me, by golly. 2:26 to play in the ball game. Princeton 61, Oak Hill 33. And Oak Hill has not scored this quarter. As DeWitt fires the free throw good, 62-33. Tigers up. And we're going to get Jeff Rose back into the ball game for the Red Devils. Mike Wright's going to go out. And we've got Stefan Strain in for David Phillips. As DeWitt fires again, it's good. 63-33. As Rose in the backcourt with it, falls down, and the official down this end of the floor called a trip. I don't know who tripped him. Somebody did.
I think I called on Stefan.
Yeah, they call out Stefan.
And on Stefan, that'll be number 1, is that it?
That's one.
Okay, team foul number 5 or 6 or something like that on Tigers. Doesn't make any difference.
We'll get Jeff Adams and Joseph Harrison into the ball game.
And Miller and Will will get Miller and Eads will get a break. As the crowd stands to give Miller a big hand, Miller goes out with a bundle of points for tonight. Jeff Rose on the free throw line for the Red Devils, firing a 1-on-1. The first one is up good. He'll have a second attempt.
Jim goes out with 27 points on the night, 10 field goals, 7 of 8 at the foul line.
As Jeff Rose makes the free throw, we got a 63-34 count here now with the Tigers on top. They've blown it loose. As Rose fires again, it's off the flange, no good. Rebound pulled down by Adams. Out to Will, into the front court with it to Harrison. He's in the corner right side, looking up. He doesn't shoot. Gives it to DeWitt, firing out of the corner off the flange, no good. Rebound flipped around, picked up by Adams. Adams gets it out to Will in traffic as Scooter ducks one man, gives it to JoJo Harrison in the corner, fires good. Harrison, Joseph Harrison hits it for the Tigers. 65-34 as Peterson with the ball in the front court for Oak Hill to Joe Selesky, to Jeremiah Jasper. Gets it underneath to Mike Selesky, puts it up and in. 65-36. The Tigers up with 1:49 to play as Will into the front court to DeWitt on the wing, right side. They go to Harrison, top of the key as Joseph drives the lane, lays it high on the glass, no good. Rebound pulled down by Peterson of Oak Hill. Gets it out to Rose, to Selesky. Selesky puts it up and in on the Snowbird. 65-38. 1.5 minutes to play. Tigers enjoying a big lead. As DeWitt works it toward the lane, fires good. DeWitt hits it from 17 feet. He really line drive that one in. 67-38. As Peterson with the ball in the front court with it for Oak Hill. Gets it to Rose. Rose has the pass intercepted by DeWitt, and James in heavy traffic brings it to the front court. Down the left side now. Directing traffic. Get it past him on the high pick, on the high post as Adams fires no good. It was deflected. The shot was partially blocked by Peterson, and the ball knocked out of bounds, and it'll be Oak Hill ball. We've got 1 minute and 1 second to play. Coming into the ball game for Oak Hill will be Jim Terry. The Tigers right now with Stefan Strain, Joseph Harrison, Jeff Adams, Scooter Will, and James DeWitt. As Joe Selesky with the ball for Oak Hill. Into the corner with it to Rose. Rose into the lane, firing off the iron, no good. Adams tipped the ball outside, picked up, and shot. The shot was put up by Jim Terry, and there's a whistle and a foul. The shot was no good. Terry was fouled by somebody. Maybe Adams. Let's see who it's on.
I believe it's on Jeff Adams.
It is 54. It is Jeff Adams. 67-38, 46 seconds left to play in the ball game. As the Tigers in this fourth quarter really blow it open. The Red Devils only have 5 points in the fourth quarter. As Terry fires the free throw, it's good. He'll get a second attempt. As Terry fires again, it's no good. Rebound to Adams of the Tigers. Gets it out to Grill. As Grill into the front court with it to DeWitt with 41 seconds on the clock. They go underneath with it to Stefan. Goes across the lane. Fakes. And he is fouled as he was going to the bucket. Now 37 seconds to play. The Tigers 67. Oak Hill 39. Stefan Strain on the line for the Tigers now to shoot 2 shots. 37 seconds to play. The Tigers on top, 67-39. Stefan fires. It's no good. He got it on the glass and off the iron. He'll have a second attempt. I'm glad to see Stefan didn't monkey around with his free throw style. As Stefan fires again, it's off the flange. No good. We got a whistle foul. Somebody violated the lane. And one of the Tigers, I don't know who, but it'll be Oak Hill ball on the far side. Look at those kids in there. As Oak Hill with the ball gets it to the front court, Jeff Rose with the ball on the point position. And to Mike Selesky deep in the corner with it, gives it back outside to Joe Selesky. Joe comes around here, down around the width, comes to the lane. They cut him off, gives it outside to Rose, goes to the lane, down the lane, drops it underneath to Peterson, fires. It's good. He is fouled by Jeff Adams with 18 seconds to play. And it's all over but the shouting. 67-41. And Mark Peterson on the line to shoot 1. That foul on Jeff Adams his second. Except they got number 24 up on the scoreboard. And we don't have a 24 out there, do we?
No, we sure don't.
Okay. As Peterson fires the free throw off the flange, no good. Ball tipped out. Peterson takes the shot, gives it to the near side to Mike Selesky. Fires. It's good. It's Mike Selesky piling his points up here after the issue is decided. As Grill into the front court with it for the Tigers. Leave it for Harrison. Harrison firing from 20 feet off the iron, no good. Rebound, took out by Oak Hill. As Rose fires it from the court, there's the buzzer. Final score. Princeton Tigers 67, Oak Hill Red Devils 43. And we'll be back, but first, let's pause for this message. In Oak Hill, West Virginia, the Princeton Tigers victorious over the Oak Hill Red Devils by a score of 67-43. There was not much doubt about it from the third quarter on, as the Tigers started opening it up, and at one time had leads of 30 points on the Red Devils. The Tigers putting together 4 quarters tonight of 10 points in the first quarter, 16 in the second, 21 in the third, 20 in the fourth for a game total of 67 points. Oak Hill with 10 points in the first quarter, 10 in the second, 13 in the third, 10 in the fourth for a game total of 43. Final score, Princeton 67, Oak Hill 43. We'll be back with all the stats. First, let's pause for this. Tigers victorious to take their season record to 3-2 on the season now, as they had dropped the 2 successive games, got back on the win track, looking good here tonight, especially in the second quarter when they really blew it out. Started working the ball to the boards and starting hitting the buckets. And as we're getting all the stats ready, we're going to pause 30 seconds for this message. You ready, Bob?
I'm ready. We're back at the Oak Hill High School gym with the final score: Princeton 67, Oak Hill 43. Princeton blew the game open in the third and fourth quarters for a surprisingly easy win. It was a very tough first half of the ball game. For Oak Hill, Mike Skoleski had 8 field goals, 3 of 5 at the foul line, 19 points on the night. Jeremiah Jasper had 2 field goals. He was 1 of 2 from the foul line, 5 points. Jeff Rose was 1 of 1 at the foul line, 1 point, the starting point guard for Oak Hill. Mark Peterson, the 6'6 sophomore who came in, had 2 field goals, 0 for 2 at the foul line, 4 points. Mike Wright, another sophomore for the Oak Hill team, had 5 field goals, 1 of 2 from the foul line, 11 points. Jim Terry, not the same Jim Terry who writes for the Bluefield paper, had 1 of 2 at the foul line and 1 point. And Tom Speedy Jones came in 1 field goal for 2 points, giving him a total of 17 field goals, 7 of 13 from the foul line, and 43 points on the night. Princeton, Mike East had 7 field goals, all of those coming in the second half, 14 points. Jeff St. Clair, 3 field goals, 6 points. James DeWitt had 5 field goals. He was 6 of 8 at the foul line, 16 points on the night. Stefan Strain had 1 field goal. He was 0 of 4 at the foul line, 2 points. Jimmy Miller had 10 field goals, 7 of 8 from the foul line, 27 points. David Phillips, who lost his shoe late in the ball game, was 0 for 1 at the foul line for no points. And Joseph Harrison came in the fourth quarter, hit a long field goal for 2 points, giving Princeton 27 field goals, 13 of 21 from the foul line, and a total of 67 points. And are you ready with the team statistics, or should we take a break?
Let's see if Charlie's got the team stats ready.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, Charlie, bring them to us.
Okay, for the game here, Princeton made 28 out of 50 for 56%. They pulled down 27 rebounds and committed 21 turnovers. For Oak Hill, they made 18 out of 43 for 42%. They pulled down 24 rebounds and they committed 27 turnovers in the game.
Okay, we're going to be back with Coach Ralph Ball. First, let's pause 30 seconds for this message. Okay, we've got Coach Ralph Ball here with us, and first of all, I guess we better give him a microphone over there. And Coach, the Tigers came out and after a little bit of a slow start, 10 points in the first quarter, and they kind of got the feel of the thing and started to work on the Red Devils. And of course, with a 6-point lead at halftime, you just started pulling away then.
Yeah, we played average, I guess, ball the first half and played outstanding ball the second half.
The Tigers went to the boards extremely well in the second half, and I think probably defense, they really tied that defense down in the second half. Did you make any major adjustments?
Yeah, we changed defense a little bit, and our kids started doing some basic things a little better. They got their hands up on defense and rebounding better, and that helps. The big thing is keeping pressure on the ball and don't let them shoot without having that hand up, and that helps us, I think, quite a bit. I think that probably was a turning point there, was our defense.
Well, tonight, of course, every time that Jim turned around, he had company in there, 2 and 3 people. Jim had 27 points on the night, and he's had 14, all of them coming in the second half, so the Tigers shooting improved. You got shots in the second half you didn't get in the first half.
Yeah, the more they try to pack it back up in there, if our kids will just be patient, we'll get more good shots. Mike and Jeff and James all will get better shots in closer if we just move the ball, and because they're trying very conscious of Jim in there, jamming it up in there, and it makes a big difference.
The Red Devils really didn't know what to do with the Tigers. The first half, they just wanted to really slow it down a whole lot. In the second half, they decided they were going to try to loosen up. When they got in the running game, they were really out of their league. So really, what did you expect from them? Did you expect anything different?
Well, I think they're an oncoming ball team. Evidently, they got a bunch of young boys in there, and they probably play erratic at times, and they play consistent for a while. And I think they'll probably be definitely a threat to go upstate at the end of the year, because they got the big boy's a sophomore, and as he gets experience, he's going to make him a lot tougher. And they got Selensky, probably as good as probably good a player as you'll find on any team. So I think they're probably going to be better on, say, a month from now than they are right now.
The comment was made up here during the halftime that the Tigers were beating a team here tonight that appeared to be as good or better than the team that beat us Tuesday night, but the Tigers played a different kind of ball altogether here tonight.
Well, I don't believe Oak Hill's got the experience that Beckley's got. I think Beckley, they play each other Tuesday night, and I look for Beckley to beat him on experience alone, but that's not to say, well, a month from now who's going to be the better team between the two, but I look for Beckley to beat him Tuesday night.
The Tigers now are home next Tuesday night to take on the Bluefield Beavers, and of course you can bet your bottom dollar Bluefield's going to be high on the kite.
Yeah, Bluefield's got a dangerous type ball team. They not very inhibited. They shoot the ball, and if they're hitting, they're going to give you trouble, because they're not the type of ball team to set things up. They like to run and play and shoot the ball, and any night they're hitting, they're going, whoever they play, whoever it might be, they could get in all kinds of trouble.
During the fourth quarter tonight, I want to ask you to comment on this. It's really just talking about equipment. David Phillips driving on the far side, and it looked like he slipped. His foot went forward, and Craig told me later the sole, the shoe separated from the top of it.
Yeah, new $25 pair of shoes. Hadn't worn about twice, and the whole bottom came off of it.
You send them back on warranty?
Oh yeah, we'll get them back. They're very good about replacing them when something like that happens.
Of course, David's no little fella. He put a lot of force on that. I guess when he put that pivot foot down, and it went through, but just a little unusual to see, because he turned around and signaled to you at that time he needed some help out there.
Right. I thought maybe he'd hurt his ankle. I'm glad it was a shoe.
A shoe you can replace, huh?
Right.
Okay, Coach. The Tigers now moving the record to 3-2 on the season, and I thought the second half the Tigers played the game and pretty well dominated the way they wanted. looking back on it right now, is there something that you would rather do in the second half that you didn't do?
No, our second half, I'll take it every night we can get it because our kids played good. We took good shots and played better defense than we played all year. And I think the job of defense enables you to get more offense going for you, so it made a big difference tonight. I'll take that half any time.
Okay, Coach, appreciate you stopping up to Visibles. It's a long trip back. You know you want to get back in the dressing room, but congratulations on a big win, and maybe the Tigers can get this spark now to keep it moving.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Like I say, we haven't played that bad a ball, and kids got to realize that AAA basketball is AAA basketball, and you got to play tough every night you go out there. If you can beat somebody 1 point, you've got to be satisfied, and look for that type game every time you go out there. It's going to be that difficult, and I think our kids realize that now, and they're going to know that they've got to play tough, and seemingly everybody wants to beat us, and it should make us a better ball team.
Well, I think I agree with the theory, and I think everybody does, that no matter who you're going to play now, they'd rather beat the team that's looked upon as top in the state. They'd rather beat that number 1 team as anybody else, and they're going to come out and play a little harder because they've got nothing to lose and everything to win.
Right, and like I say, it should make us a better team.
Okay, Coach, thanks for visiting with us. Right. Coach Ralph Ball, the Princeton Tigers. I'm Glenn May, speaking on behalf of Craig O and Bob Grant, Charlie Wright, and Jack Allaire, speaking for the whole effervescent group of us, saying we appreciate the fact you've allowed us to be a part of your evening. Fact of the matter is, we say thanks so much for listening. Good night, all.